Hey, Catherine. Yesterday. Honestly, I thought yesterday was fun, but I don't think it was a good stream. Hey, James. Bear in mind, guys, I'm not going to play any of these matches. This is purely, it's a... Hopefully the Iron Sheik will smash apart Hulk Hogan.
Bell rings and it's time for the ultimate test of endurance and will, the Iron Man match.
But yeah, ask whoever you like. Honestly, it's why I delayed myself. I'm actually glad I didn't start at 6:30. I'm glad I chose to have something to eat instead. To be honest, it's not that I'm getting annoyed with him. It's I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed with fake outrage and fake takes, and it's not. To be fair, it's not his fault. All right, he was just unfortunately he was the victim of my anger, and that's wrong. It's actually really pathetic of me, because I've always said I value and respect my audience, but when it's consistently all the time, eventually, and if anyone says this doesn't happen to them, I know they're instantly lying. All right, I mean, I've got neurological issues myself, but I have an aggressive form of anger. One or the other is going to win. And yesterday, for the first time in a long time, I got very angry. And it just annoys me. But before we proceed with anything else, to everyone that's watching, welcome one and all. Please do like, share and subscribe to the Weekly Steel Chair. We're 12 subs away from 300. Please do like, share and subscribe to Catherine's channel, the Mid Podcast. Also check out when James is around. James is cool. James is dope. He's unfortunately an Everton fan, but the guy's dope. He's a good bud of mine. It's not even just one show, Catherine, or one product. It's every product. You know? Every product has some sort of faux pas outrage, and I lived through the shit that happened in 2011. I lived through the shit that happened in 2019. Hell, some of the shit from the mid-2000s, alright? I've lived through it all. And I've never once fully said the words, I am done with pro wrestling. I've never said those words. I may have at times felt it as a debated comparison of would I be better mentally by not having to think about pro wrestling and just watch it without having to engage. But then I would lose the enjoyment of discussing it. But then I also think,
Oh, this is just too far. Get some control in there. Oh, look at this aggression, just pure brutality. Easy.
is it worth it for me anymore?
You should be a better person than that.
And honestly,
Ooh, tossed with the suplex.
truthfully, I say this with great respect.
And now there's an opening.
Alright, Rich, how's it going? I say this with great respect, and I mean this. With all the bullshit that people produce on social media with what they think versus what they know and what
And he finds an answer.
emotes them, I'm actually...
Gets tossed.
I'm losing interest.
Finesse with that one. Was only thinking about dominance.
And it's actually really shit.
Just disrespectful. And I don't think there was anything necessary about that. Hogan winning that exchange.
Yeah, I'm the same, James. Honestly, I'm the same. It's not that something has happened, Rich. It's just that I can't stand people's fakeness on social media. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you, no. If you rewind, you'll hear what I've said.
Are we about to... Ooh.
Again, this is the other thing as well. People assume that
Butler was being held back with each of those strikes.
they're
Right back with a reversal.
they're the issue, or they're being discussed about, and that makes it worse.
The pace now. Hollister's getting carved.
When it's not that. It's much worse when people just... They want it to be about them because they want it to be
Stand there. Could be a chance for Hulk to change the
gratification,
and a little disrespect for dessert.
if that makes sense.
Carefully measured knee drop.
But, again, that's
Squeezing.
for another day. Like, that's...
Submission is in. He could be up a fall in a matter of moments. Furiously trying to fight his way out.
Shit happens.
Can he
Out of 10, how much are you looking forward to WrestleMania? If I give my honest answer, James, I'll just get people moaning at me saying I'm lying, or they think I'm fake. Honestly, if I give my true answer,
getting rid of the turnbuckle pad?
people are gonna go, but. Yeah, Mania is next week, mate, and you missing it is probably the best thing that's ever gonna happen to you. If I'm being truthful, my level of excitement for WrestleMania
Iron Sheik
is zero.
for a back suplex. Ducking out of trouble.
And I'm not saying that for attention, I'm not saying that for a joke, I'm not saying that because I've got a personal dislike for Triple H because he's a bald bastard. I'm saying it because really I haven't liked the build up to this supposed to be the most important show to this fucking to one product of professional wrestling. It's supposed to be their biggest show, and they've treated it like a UK house show. And how are you supposed to feel motivated by that? How are you supposed to be excited? I see you're safe, Rich.
A testament to the sheer fortitude it takes to compete at this high level. No one bending, no one breaking.
How's it harsh?
Tense matchup.
How is that harsh? See what I mean?
He was waiting for
Guys, what did I say 95 seconds ago? Someone rewind and tell me what I just said.
the torso is punished. The core of the entire anatomy.
What did I just say? See what I mean? Ugh.
Reversal. What a counter. Reversal on top of reversal.
You guys are awesome, right? You guys are genuinely brilliant. But I can't even be honest on my own channel. Because it's apparently too harsh. You're not being... Look at the entire card. I'm not even joking. Look at the entire card for both nights. Where am I supposed to be excited? Bear in mind, I've been watching professional wrestling probably a lot longer than most of you here. And I'm not disrespecting anyone that's older than me or younger, but when you talk about pro wrestling, I've been watching it. I'm 28 on Saturday, so there's an example. I've been watching it that fucking long, alright? And I don't just watch one product. Look at all the rest. Look at the WWE wrestlers I have said I actually like. Before we even... Cheers, Catherine. See, before we even ask any... well, there's a question from Zodiac. Thoughts on Pac versus Swerve? It's continuity. I think it'll be an interesting match. I actually think it's the wrong match, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I think it's the wrong match, but it's continuity. I like both, but I'm being very honest. And this is not fake outrage. This is just me looking at it from a... This is me looking at it from an actual perspective. It's not actually holding for me. Now, you're saying Cena and Cody's had good builds. I'm sorry, I've yet to see anything substantial to prove that. The triple threat, which one? If you say the women's triple threat, I will be sick. Because that triple threat has had nothing. Roman, Punk and Seth Rollins, the only thing that's built that is Paul Heyman's weight. That's being shoved up down as a favour. It's 3 baby faces in a triple threat. How can you be excited by a triple threat of baby faces? Jay versus Gunther? Give me a... shoot me in the face. Yeah, I got into it because of my grandparents too. And my mum. My mum quit my mum stopped watching wrestling in 2007 properly. That says how long she stopped watching. I'll probably do some sort of stream on my birthday, but it'll be timing wise, I haven't got a clue, because I do actually, for the first time in a long time, I have plans. You know what's annoying? You know why I would have liked at WrestleMania, but they've not actually booked it? You know what I actually would have liked? Braun Breaker versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Oh wait, that's too harsh for people. I think he faces Rusev in a open challenge. Even then, I said it last night, why would you re-sign Rusev? The guy's boring. He's done nothing for pro wrestling in years, unless he's getting binned off his ex. Like, what does he offer? Oh wait, nothing. Stussy, you read my mind, man. I don't think Orton's going to face Nick Aldis this year. I don't think it'll be Aldis. I think it's one of the returnees. If you put Aldis in the match now, just because of one RKO, even though he had one a year, like 2 years ago, that's actually going to piss off more people. I actually think WWE are making a mistake signing Rusev. I actually fully believe that. He's horrible. Like, I honestly don't see it. AJ versus Logan just insults me as a fan. I feel like WWE this year just treated it as, you know what, we're making record attendances. We don't have to be, we don't have to do anything interesting at WrestleMania. But I'll tell you this though, because people are dense. They're going to go, greatest main event of all time though. And if anyone thinks I'm being serious. It insults me as a fan because I don't want that match. I wanted AJ in a match that actually would have done more for another talent. But I think Logan Paul went after the... Logan Paul should have had his next match with... what's his face? Logan should have had another match with LA Knight. I know people are going to disagree with that, but honestly, it should have been Logan versus LA Knight 3. AJ should have had Braun Breaker. Rey Mysterio, by the way, should have had either Chad Gable on his own or Penta. Scott Steiner, right, in terms of your question, Jonathan, Scott Steiner, Bret Hart, Kurt Angle, Sergeant Slaughter, follow the Iron Sheik's account because he just insults Hulk Hogan every day, which is 100% a win. That's about it. Female, Gail Kim. See, now here's the funny thing. Billy rarely criticizes WWE. He's going to come back and try and argue with me, but he doesn't. But it takes a lot for Billy to say that this card is boring. But when I say it, it's too harsh. Yeah, I saw that. She'll be awesome. You know what's funny? I've barely seen any AEW fans giving Tony Khan any excuse. I've seen a lot of AEW fans just moaning that Jon Moxley won a main event. They're actually prioritizing a result over a story they're actually trying to tell. You know what's even funnier, and this is actually funny, and people say, oh, we want a story. We want to see them build something. Even if it's not great, alright? I think it could certainly be better. And I said this the other day, and I'm going to reiterate. It could still be better, but people ask for a story. You need to actually buy into it. You get what you ask for, and you still moan. I don't get it. Honestly, dude, I'm starting to think you might be right. I don't think it. I thought if Swerve didn't win, then it'd be. Then it's likely Darby, because I think Swerve and Hangman are still going to team together. Here's the funny thing: you say you want a good story, yet you've just glossed over something important. Now, am I the Young Bucks' biggest fan? No, I'm not actually. But they have relevance to this entire story. For once, they actually have relevance, and people still don't like it. If it's Darby, fair play to him. I don't think it should be Will. And it's nothing against Will Ospreay at all. It's nothing against Will, but I don't think it's the right option. Yeah, I honestly don't know. See, when it comes to Darby Allin, I think it's physically impossible to make him stand out as a champion. I like Darby Allin, but I actually think it's hard. Like, it's very hard to book him as a world champion. As a TNT champion, it's so easy. But as a world champion, it's so hard. I don't think, and look at him, he's got the same weight as, correct me if I'm wrong, but Darby Allin, his built weight is the same as Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is 175 pounds. Darby Allin's about, what, the same? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, this Mania is awful. But I'm being genuinely serious. I'm actually genuinely asking someone to fact check what I'm saying. Darby Allin's weight is roughly the same. Yeah, Mysterio is 175 pounds with etc. I'm not bothered about the weight, the muscle right now. I'm just asking, Mysterio and Darby Allin, are they the same build weight, which is 170 to 175? Yes or no? Right, you've missed the point, Jonathan. I'm not talking about height right now. I'm just talking about build weight. I'll get to the height later on. Yeah, that's right, because guess what? They all tie in to the document shredding. Just, I'm not saying to have a go at you guys, I'm just asking. Simple as. Build weight. Yes or no? Is Darby Allin the same built weight as Rey Mysterio? I don't care about who's got the bigger legacy, because that's Darby Allin. Not Darby Allin, sorry. Rey Mysterio's got the bigger legacy in pro wrestling, but they both share a common problem. 150, like, it's even worse. Darby Allin is enigmatic. He's got his own level of charisma. He's exciting. But you can't have him as world champion. Especially when his main challengers are going to be 70 to 100 pounds heavier than him. Someone at 220 and above, actually to be fair, 215, because some of the top talents are actually 215. You can't have you can't actually have a world champion that light, and it didn't work with Rey Mysterio as world champion. None of Rey Mysterio's title reigns as world champion ever worked. You physically had to rename the world heavyweight title to the world title until Booker T took it from him. Rey Mysterio for the culture shock. It was a shock. But in genuine weight, it doesn't work for Mysterio. Bret Hart was 235 pounds. It works for Bret Hart. It doesn't work for Rey Mysterio because he's too light. You can't take it seriously. Even if he's the ultimate underdog, you can't take it seriously. Darby Allin's the same. Darby Allin is the ultimate underdog of AEW. But just because you're the ultimate AEW, just because you're the ultimate underdog in AEW doesn't mean you can be a world champion. Now, could Darby Allin be like a moment? Yes, he could be. Shawn Michaels was 225 at his best. I actually like Darby. I think Darby Allin's, when he actually wrestles, is incredible. When he does so much of those insane spots that it's actually going to cripple him by the time he's 40, then I can't have it. James, spot on. WWE actually did that. When Mysterio pinned Kurt Angle, they went, actually, hold on, we just realised this guy's not a heavyweight, so we can't call him the World Heavyweight Champion. We're just going to call him the World Champion. If you're 6 foot, that's not a problem. If you're below 6 foot and you're less than 200 pounds, you should not be competing for a world title. And I don't care who that upsets. Because it's factually stupid. I did actually. I thought it was very interesting. Good question. I really liked the Vader Dark Side of the Ring episode. It's one of the few episodes from this season that I'm actually excited for. Trish is female, there's a difference.
And he slides him back to the mat. Foot to the gut.
Gail Kim, relatively decent size for her weight and her height. As a main champion, she fit because she was more believable. But here's the thing. It's totally different to book a woman as a champion than it is a man. Chris Jericho's like, what, 6'1"? And he was 230 pounds. Now he's about 250 plus, and all of it is flab. Chris Jericho would be perfect for, he should be an Angry Bird. Like the fat fuckers from Angry Birds. Chris Jericho would sell that really well. No, they shouldn't be. Anyone below, I'm going to go on a limb. If you are not 220 and above, I don't ever want to see you competing for a world title. Or if you're, at least if you're hitting 220. If you're like 218 and above. But if you're below that, nah. Stick to your mid-card titles where you belong. He does have the bubbly weight now. Believe it or not, ironically, No, I wouldn't believe you as a world champion at all. I would be like, nah, I'm not even booking you in the match.
Iron Sheik making it loud and clear for his opponent tonight.
Yep.
Saw it coming.
Matt Hardy was 225.
Get his press.
Chavo Guerrero was cruiserweight champion at 215, which is wild. You can have wrestling skills, but if you're 190 pounds, I'm not putting you anywhere near a world title. You can be the best wrestler under 200 pounds, and I'm still not making you a world title contender. Yeah, Bryan Danielson was 190, yeah. The thing is, Bryan Danielson's an incredible wrestler. But it's the same thing. It's 190. He did go up though. He did go up for a period of time. He went up to about 200, 210. So at least he was trying to be in the weight bracket. But then as he got like after he left out, when he came back from injury, like when he broke his neck and all those concussions, and he came back in 2018, he was losing weight, but he was actually on the brand that at least made more sense, like the more athletic wrestling brand than Raw.
Tremendous pressure being applied in this head.
So you can have exceptions.
Crank him the head. And his leg has been made into a target lately.
Your age.
Damage inflicted. Keeping an eye on the clock as we have reached the halfway mark. And we have got a 3
Well,
difference. It's not impossible, but it will be
age is a factor, but
his eyes are fixated. He's looking
there's limitations.
from way up top. A double axe handle.
Like, I don't want to see a 50-year-old. I don't want to see a 50-year-old becoming world champion. It's just weird. People having options. What sort of options? Did you just say I was exasperated?
Elbow drops.
You said I was being harsh because I can't even be honest. Ric Flair is an example of constantly being given title opportunities at specific ages that should never have happened. And that's actually was bad.
Getting up, but doesn't have a clue what's coming at him.
I agree with that claim. I actually agree with it, James. I can't stand Ryan Nemeth, but I actually think it would be smart by TNA to capitalise on it. I would honestly give them the titles and let it allows the younger talents to chase them. I don't think younger talents should be chasing the Hardys because, quite frankly, you want them to chase the heel tag team, not the babyface. The Goldberg. Goldberg, unfortunately. Not really. Goldberg, unfortunately, made sense to the promotion that made him champion. The problem is he isn't safe, and he was so far gone. Yeah, Nick Nemeth. Well, that's because one, he's far younger, and two, he's in much better shape. He's in much better shape. I never got annoyed at your opinion. I got annoyed at the fact that you said I was being harsh because I said I didn't think of it. And I gave you my opinions why I didn't think of it. If you think WrestleMania this year, your level of excitement is a 7, that's fine. Well, there you go. Like, if you think your excitement for WrestleMania this year is a 7, that's fine. But I say 0, and instantly, I think you're being harsh. It's not that the Hardys are bad to work with. The Hardys actually have been alright in TNA. The problem is the Hardys aren't overly reliable because of their multiple amounts of injuries they've had. It's hard to... it's really hard to do that. You've got to really, you've got to be more of a protector than a worker when it comes to them right now. But you're still going to get the excitement of being in the ring with the Hardys. But I honestly, right now, I would rather be in the ring with Nick Nemeth. Because I know that if something goes wrong, at least he's at an age and physical shape where I'm actually going to be less in danger. No one says you're not going to hurt them, but you actually are more of a risk. I actually think you're at a bigger risk if you're in the ring with Matt Hardy right now. I actually think, despite the fact for years it was known Jeff had lots of botches, right now Jeff Hardy might be better to be in the ring with than Matt. I think his knees are so far gone that it's actually very hard to work with him, whereas Jeff does so much stuff. His motocross, his etc. He does all of that. He's keeping his legs in shape. He's doing extreme exercises, like, for his age. I believe he's 40. He's same age as AJ Styles, so they're both 47. When you look at Jeff looks safer and in much better shape than Matt. Yeah, no one cares about them outside the ring. Like, Matt and Jeff, good people. I honestly don't care about that. I care about inside the ring. And right now, if I'm having to pick between the three of them, I'm choosing Nick Nemeth, then Jeff Hardy, and then I'm telling Matt Hardy, you can just sit at commentary. Rey Mysterio is actually, he's got such a demand on his physical shape because he works out so much, like his lower body. Mysterio retiring next year is safe for him because he could go on forever. Weirdly enough, if you really want to be protected in the ring, one of the best guys to work with at an advanced age retired only a few years ago, and that was Liger. Tajiri is still one of the safest guys to work with. Yeah, I had to. Someone actually sent me this. I was wanting to see if anyone was going to ask me that. Someone actually sent me the clip of this because obviously they're like, oh, TNA for you, we want to ask. Not in recent years, no. He did long before that, constantly getting knee injuries. If you want to be in the ring protected by someone, you want to be someone in the ring who's not so much heavier than you. So if I was in the ring, I would be around 220 to 230 mark. So I would want somebody at least 240 to 260. I'm being serious. I say zero because I have no faith in it. And I'm not excited by it. Like, I generally do not... I don't come on here to lie. I come here to tell my truth, but also talk about what I've watched for 26 years. Yeah, Roderick Strong, prime example. If I look in WWE right now, 100% somebody I would love to work with. If I was a pro wrestler, I would love to work with someone like Braun Breaker. Chad Gable, he would get to wrestle with me. I'd actually let him wrestle. Like, Braun Breaker is somebody I'd love to wrestle with. I'd love to wrestle with AJ still. For his height and for his weight and experience, I would say Sheamus. Yeah, Samoa Joe would be an excellent one. He's very safe. And the Iron Sheik has taken the lead against Hulk Hogan. Fuck Hogan.
Slips out of the way there. What reflexes? Yes, press. That'll do some
William Regal, I've got no arguments with that. William Regal, honestly, I agree.
leg drop arm breaker. Gotta respect the strategy to work over the arms.
William Regal's incredibly underrated.
Caught by the back elbow.
He's not the most underrated wrestler of all time for me, though.
Now this is a textbook example of how to bend the rules. Using the forearm to their advantage. Gut kick. Nothing fancy there.
Who wouldn't want to have a match with Brett? And absolutely, people forget this. Steve Austin was a fantastic technician.
Lifting their opponent back to their feet and up.
Just look up 1996. Bret Hart literally said the best wrestler in the world in 1996 was Steve Austin. Not him. And Bret was unanimously the best wrestler in the world in 1996.
Drops the hammer right on the lower back. Sheik with great ability.
Yeah, it's a shame that. And it was an accident. Like, it was an accident what happened to Steve Austin.
For him, camel clutch applied. Oh, look at that arc. Oh, and there's
But he's still the greatest superstar to come out of professional wrestling.
the sacrifice to fall.
Yeah. There's actually a very cool match of theirs after he returned that was just as good as some of my favorite. Like, my favorite Steve Austin match with Bret Hart isn't WrestleMania 13. I said it last night. I love the Mania 13 match, but my favorite match of theirs is what happened at Survivor Series. It's the best WWE match of. It was the best WWE match of 1996. And it's Steve Austin's best technical work since Steamboat.
Acquired. Just a matter of moment. Lift off. Diving shoulder tackle. And Hogan continuing the charge. The Iron Sheik needs to find the best.
Yeah, I think it's the best WrestleMania match of all time, Billy.
You saw there.
Like, I think it's the best WrestleMania match, but it's not even my favourite match of theirs. That says a lot.
For dessert. And Hogan gets stonewalled. He's managing to get some control.
Um,
Trying to bring the fight
I mean, they did have a lot of chemistry together. Obviously they knew each other really well from their time in Stampede Wrestling.
Here's where Hogan has to hulk up and
I don't think it's harsh or biased for him to say Dynamite is the best wrestler. Because at the end of the day, I think for anyone it's subjective. I think it'd be very biased if he said Owen was the best.
effective though.
If he said Owen was the best, then I would have immediately called bias, even though Owen was a fantastic wrestler.
Just carrying the opposition in.
I think to say Dynamite, the Dynamite Kid, I don't think that's biased at all. Especially when you look at the time.
From the top.
I'm expecting their first match to be in the top 4. If Rock versus Austin 2 isn't even in the top 2, then this list is an absolute joke.
Just pure brutality. Easy. Elbow drop. Couple of them connecting. And then a little straight to the face. To
Bret versus Owen is the best feud of 1994. It's the best WWE matches of 1994.
on their opponent.
Who is the safest big man to work with in wrestling?
Hogan might have just ended this one. What's coming here? Submission move being applied. Targeting the shoulder with the claw. Oh, and there's the he just couldn't
That's an excellent question.
choice but to sacrifice the fall. Carefully.
Undertaker had admitted himself, even though he tried to be safe, there was times where it really didn't work. He did say, to be fair, that the safest big man was Kane. And I don't necessarily disagree with that.
That'll fillet your chest.
I would have to say, I'd have to say Kane, despite his condition. I would have to say Andre. I would have to say Big John Studd was actually very safe. And John Penta, rest his soul, Earthquake, he was actually incredibly safe. Taker was safe, but he admitted himself he wasn't the safest. But he did try to be, which is much more honest than most. Big Show hurt himself just by being a goof. But he hasn't relatively hurt people, which is true. But he is a goof.
And that was a well-executed attack. He is getting rid of the turnbuckle pad. Don't say that too loud, Saxon. You might get caught.
Abyss is yeah, Abyss is safe. I agree with that. 100%. Up until a few things kicked in, like aggressively. Bam Bam Bigelow. No, Big Show was safe, Jonathan. He was stupid as fuck, but he was safe. Mark Henry is safe. I would love to say Vader, but that would be a lie. Oh, he's incredibly underrated. Well, it's the big slow. I think Test is actually a very safe big man as well. And before anyone says he's not a big man, yes he is. Mark Henry was safe. Undertaker's chair shots to Canyon, yeah. Even his chair shots to Maven. That chair shot to Mr. Kennedy as well, fucking hell.
No matter who you are, when you crash on the floor, a searing pain races through your body.
Ha! Now that's funny. 13-time League One champions, they've won it for the fourth year in a row and they still shit up. Those chair shots were wild, and yeah, Bill Goldberg. He is in my top 3 for unsafest wrestlers. Bret Hart is the safest wrestler of all time because Bret Hart was that serious that he was actually looking after you every single match. 100% is Bret Hart. But I'm going to give you another name that might shock you. Actually, I'm going to give you 2 in terms of safety. Nick Bockwinkel is one of the safest. And so's Baron Corbin. Hogan, you know what's crazy? Hogan is actually very safe. Oh, Hogan was that safe that he never injured anybody except himself with his leg drop. No, Hogan is safe, Jonathan. Hogan actually was safe. He was just an absolute asshole. Like, I hate Hogan, but I can't lie. He is one of the safest workers you'll ever see. Oh yeah, he had to be. 100%. Triple H, safe. Yeah. He's also the most boring.
Right on the lower back. Oh my goodness. Ah, what a smash. That is just insulting.
Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude, and Ricky Steamboat were incredibly safe as well. Sting was safe. Oh, I've already shouted out Test. Sting was safe. AJ Styles, he's realistically safe. Who else? Liger, Ultimo Dragon, Eddie Guerrero is safe. Actually, I've just thought of somebody else who wasn't safe. But also, Chavo Guerrero, safe. Here's another one who absolutely wasn't safe. Hardcore Holly. Nah, he's not. He's. I wouldn't say he's one of the greats or underrated. Kevin Nash. To be fair, I don't actually think there's. Nah, to be fair, there was an unsafe moment when he did the jackknife powerbomb on the big slow. Lol. This PSG team is crazy. Rey Mysterio is unfortunate when it comes to a safety discussion because of that one talent. Kevin Nash was so much safer. 100%. Sorry, Scott Hall, sorry. Scott Hall was incredibly safe. How is Big Show great? Like, seriously. Big Show was an insult to Giants, by the way. The only safe one of the Dudley boys was Devon. Bubba was unsafe. Bubba is the worst of the group. He's the worst on the promo skills, and yet they gave him a world title run. To be fair, Motorcycle Machine Guns are safe. Devon was safe. Sabu was wildly safe, which you would be shocked by that statement.
Now this is a textbook example of how to bend the rules, using the forearm to their advantage.
He doesn't have the greatest ever choke slam. That's wild. Saturn was an amazing wrestler, but he was unsafe. Dean Malenko was safe. I think Big Show had a good chokeslam, but it's not the greatest. But also, Kane's wasn't about airtime. His was about short time and maximum impact. Yeah, he's really been vocal on his channel recently. Very engaging. I've got no issue with Devon. I've got hundreds of issues with his former tag partner. Saturn was so damn unsafe that he had his own zip code. Hardcore Holly is 100% in my top 3 for unsafest. Jonathan, what on earth do you mean by that? That doesn't make any sense. Like, in the sense of, I don't understand what that means. It doesn't make sense to me in terms of processing my brain. What are you saying? I don't get it.
Big back body drop. Right into the
Devon didn't injure. To be fair, Devon didn't really injure Batista.
arm wringer.
Well, not intentionally. Which ver?
Position, but now starts to fight out with some punches.
Honestly, there were times where she was unsafe.
And that holds Hogan
There were times where Mercedes Moné wasn't safe,
rallying the crowd behind him.
and also, and that's true. Like, look at what happened to
Targeting this
Saraya when she was forced to retire before she returned. She broke her neck in a match with Mercedes because they got the spot wrong.
match. It's not
It was an unsafe judgment.
on the board is worlds apart.
She hasn't been bad since, but there was times where she generally was unsafe. But you learn from that. You're forced to learn if you're unsafe. You learn the hard way. In terms of the best version of Kane, 97, 98 and 2001. Anything else, I don't care. Yeah, Vampiro was cool, but Vampiro was unsafe. Chelsea Green versus Penta showed how safe both of those two are. What are your thoughts on HBK Sabotage Vader? It showed why Shawn Michaels still didn't work as world champion in 96 because he couldn't accept that somebody was outshining him
And gets tossed.
and would have benefited the business more. But of course, Shawn Michaels was too stupid to see it. Honestly, that was
To the stomach.
terrible by Shawn Michaels, and I'm glad he got his comeuppance at Survivor Series. People say Bret Hart wasn't a draw as world champion, but they forget Shawn Michaels in his first reign. It just makes me laugh.
Oh my goodness. What a smash.
A $400,000 tag match.
And Hogan continuing his charge. The Iron Sheik needs to find the best play in his playbook now.
I don't know if that sounds good to me at all. That just sounds weird. I'll watch it though. I'll give it a chance, but that just seems odd. RVD. RVD's a tricky one.
Salt down. Maybe he's found a new source of aggression to battle back with. Well scattered reverse 24-inch pythons wrapped around his waist. Squeezing with the bear hug.
It's tricky for RVD because there was also times where RVD was working whilst he was under the influence.
Elbow drop.
So it's quite an odd one.
Solar plexus. And a little disrespect.
But when he wasn't, guy was good.
Synonymous with Hulk Hogan. Hogan can taste it now. Hulkamania.
I'll watch the tag match. It sounds interesting for who's in it, but it's just strange that it's based on that. Like, why is Ricochet straight away in this tag match? Why is Ricochet not going straight back for Omega because he said he got screwed at the pay-per-view? That's what I would do with Ricochet. I'd have Ricochet come out and berate.
Iron Sheik continuing to target
At least, to be fair, at least he gets to stick with Speedball, so that's okay.
camel clutch. Oh, is he gonna tap? And there's the tap. Come on now.
No, that's true.
Got to get in there.
I mean, there's times where Brett really didn't work, but I just hate that people say that he wasn't a draw and Michaels was, when in actual fact, his heel run in 97 drew a lot for WWE. The problem is the crowd catering was so much superior for WCW. He was actually. Bret Hart started the Monday night, the Attitude Era.
And now just a sliver of the clock remains.
I honestly, I credit the Attitude Era to fucking Bret Hart. He did what Stone Cold would then go and do.
Lifting up their opponent. What's in store? Thunderous right hand. Oh,
Here's the funny thing. He did, 100%, because he believed in him. Here's the funny thing, and that's a fair comment. He said Kane stayed way too long. If it hadn't been for The Undertaker changing the badass gimmick, he wouldn't have survived. Fernando, I'm not saying Steve Austin wasn't the quarterback, because quite frankly, that's just a weird thing that's what they're saying now about people. They're the quarterback of this, quarterback of that. If it wasn't for Bret Hart, there would be no Attitude Era. Just look at the moments that started the Attitude Era. They all actually have a close connection to Bret Hart. Bret Hart initiated the double swerve. Bret Hart brought back the Hart Foundation in that manner. Bret Hart was the first man to announce Vince McMahon as the owner of WWE, which people didn't like on screen. Bret was the first man ever to ever hit Vince on screen. He was the first to shoot on him. Honestly, there was a lot. Yeah, Devon does have a YouTube channel. We do watch it. I actually watch. I think he's actually quite good. Heart Syndicate Celebration, see, that's fun, because they'll announce a new challenger tonight. Bobby Lashley, yeah, he is actually notoriously safe. Big Show lost more matches than Kane did in their entire career. Undertaker was lucky that he was able to transition when it needed him to. Otherwise, he knew himself he would have been out. Like, long story short, Kane at one point was a much better worker than The Undertaker. He actually was. Like that. I'm not saying that just for the hear my own voice. He actually was at one point a better worker. You know why? Because look at Undertaker during the badass gimmick until he turned heel in 2001. He was out of shape. He was making constant mistakes in the ring, and he wasn't fit enough. Whereas Kane was in superior shape, much better worker. Even when he wore that undercut mask, he was still a better worker. But here's the thing. Taker Morphin saved his entire career. And it was actually phenomenal for him. Like, it was phenomenal for him that he turned it around, because I hated seeing some of the stuff that he was getting wrong. This wasn't what he deserved. He deserved better. And eventually, he got it. But that's a genuine fact. And if you don't believe me, look up himself. Kane has the second greatest gimmick in WWE history. And I know I hate Hogan, but I agree with Hogan even though I can't stand him. But here's the other thing. I think you could have had Macho Man the same role and he would have done better than Hogan. I would have told Bret to leave, but Bret would have worked. The match with Chronic was horrible for all four of them. All four of them got shafted that day. I would have told Bret to go, but I would have put Bret as the top heel immediately. Or the top babyface with the... Actually, Bret would have been my top babyface despite Sting being there as the Crow character. Sympathy would have won him a lot. But no, of course, Eric Bischoff being an absolute muppet got it wrong. No surprise there, because Eric Bischoff is a muppet.
Right to the gut. We'll have our third competitor momentarily. Moved at the right time.
Bret Hart is,
Jerry the King Lawler is going to
when it
make
comes to pro wrestling, he's an anomaly. Because he can do everything
one elevation.
that you wanted to do,
Had that one
but
scouted.
people still preferred certain bits of Flash.
Wards off that offense from Lawler.
Yeah, see, anytime Bischoff speaks Zodiac, I already know that he's talking shit.
He's returning from
Bret literally had the most riding for any pro wrestler in '97 because of the Montreal Screwjob, and WWE
gets the better there.
handed to them on a silver platter. And Eric Bischoff fucked up because he loved Hogan too much.
Elimination is underway.
He's an absolute fool.
Impressive counter. Here we go.
I saw the point of Bret losing the title at Survivor Series. I agree. I know it was in Canada, and it makes sense.
It's Dexter Loomis headed into this
I do agree with Bret dropping it at Survivor Series because it's right there.
successful bit of offense with that maneuver.
But instead,
His win now. Yeah, Dusty
the funny thing is, Bret's
your way on that exchange.
Bret's so honest that he missed a simple thing when he said, "Oh, I've got creative control." If you've got creative control, then you could have creatively done that whole ending sequence so much better on your own. Instead, you allowed yourself to get worked.
Of a lifetime. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Utilize a methodical ground-based attack, and it can benefit you greatly. And remember, a superstar must go over the top rope with both feet touching the sleeper.
Yeah, Triple H is a pathological liar. The guy lied to Chyna's face multiple times. He tried to get The Rock kicked out the locker room, and yet people love this guy. Give me a break. I honestly don't care about can they coexist tag teams, so I don't really have an answer for it because I never find those teams appealing. So I can't really give you an answer. Plus, I don't think about Bret Hart. Sorry, not Bret Hart. I don't think about Chris Benoit any positive anymore. So, quite frankly, I just want to forget him. It's the best wrestling documentary of all time. I haven't seen anything better than it. It's actually one of just the best individual documentaries of all time. Yep, it is. It's a good documentary. There's a few other good documentaries as well, but they take a lot out of you. I just don't want to think about it anymore. I can separate the art from the artist. I just don't want to think about it every single show. Yes, they were actually a good tag team. I just don't want to think about it. I'm at that point now where I honestly just banned his name from the channel. Like, I'm actually that serious now. Like, you physically don't understand. You've got no idea how much that actually affected me in 2007. I remember it like it was fucking yesterday. Chris Benoit was literally in my top, like, at that point in time. He was in my top 5 for WWE guys. In general. And he was in my top 5 to top 10 pro wrestlers until obviously I got older. I didn't just kick him out because of what he did. I kicked him out because I wanted to forget him entirely. I was a huge fan of Chris Benoit growing up. Yeah, that was wild. I mean, I was too young for Brett going over Flair, but when I found out how he went over, I was shocked it was untelevised. He was genuinely one of my favourites growing up, Chris Benoit, yes. Like, I loved WrestleMania 20. It's not my favourite triple threat match. That's the thing. Like, I've never once disputed that Benoit was an amazing wrestler. I've never once disputed that. I don't want to. Every time I see his name, I get great memories of great matches, and then I get the instant reminder of horrible fucking villain. Eddie Guerrero was something else. Like I said about Bret Hart was an anomaly, so was Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero was an anomaly. I think so. I think, honestly, Brett should have won it on a pay-per-view. I understand that it was in Saskatoon, it was the birthplace of his dad. But if you're going to have Bret Hart win the title, Bret Hart should have won the title at SummerSlam. Ric Flair shouldn't. When Ric Flair lost the title to Savage, he should have regained it at King of the Ring and then lost it to Bret at SummerSlam. But they done a sentimental title decision. Fair enough. I think Bret's first title reign was really good, but Hogan was a selfish wanker who couldn't escape the fact that nobody wanted him anymore. So he forced his way into the title picture. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest, if you can even consider that. I don't know. Regardless of the situation, I don't think Eddie couldn't have stopped that himself. Chris Jericho was one of Chris Benoit's best mates as well, and even he couldn't do it. Oh, Dynamite was a psycho. But here's the thing. To say one person's a bigger psycho than the other doesn't have comparable incidents when one man went as far as killing someone. Or killing people. Dynamite was a horrific person. The only person I would put in the comparison to that of Benoit is was Jimmy Snuka. Oh, that would have been perfect. After beating Perfect, getting the rub from Perfect to then get the rub from Macho Man, that would have been beautiful. Here's another thing I believe. Macho Man is still the best match that Ultimate Warrior ever had. That WrestleMania 7 retirement match, well, career versus career, that Macho Man eventually came back because they knew Warrior was dangerous. That was genuinely the best match that Ultimate Warrior ever had. And it's actually an amazing match as well, which is rare for Ultimate Warrior. And to be fair, there's Rick Rude matches at WrestleMania 5 and SummerSlam 1990 as well. Yeah, that was a joy to watch. That was a joy. He doesn't have many great matches, but he does have some that do stand out. Levesque, I'll give him that. I hate the fact that him and Michaels are the longest Hell in a Cell ever, because some of that Hell in a Cell really was so badly put together. But to counter that, their last man standing match at Royal Rumble 2004 was awesome. He was already a draw. But yeah, he would have been. I like the fact that he smashed Hogan's title after Hogan refused to do the business for him. I actually like that union of Perfect, Heenan and Flair. That was actually some good stuff. Yeah, I think they just overdone it. It was a good Hell in a Cell though, it's just that it overdone it. That should have been half an hour. Not 45, 47 minutes or whatever it was. It's still not the best Hell in a Cell. The best Hell in a Cell for me is still Taker versus HBK. To be honest, it doesn't matter if you can give reasons or not. Benoit suffered all that because he was stupid enough to do it to himself. It doesn't really justify the situation. You can't have justification for one, justification for the other, and say, oh, he had brain damage, so let's not excuse this. We can't. Dynamite Kid abused people. Chris Benoit killed his wife and kid. End of the day, the world would be a better place if neither of them existed. Regardless of their wrestling contribution. Same with Marty Scurll, Velveteen Dream, Jimmy Snuka. Vince McMahon. Fabulous Moolah as well. Yeah, he was the right decision. Purely because they knew Brett was going into the main event. He was ready to go. And to be fair, that match, weirdly enough, was a maker for Bret Hart. That match was all about Bret. It was a great match as well, despite the fact that Bulldog is completely intoxicated throughout the whole match. But they were building to Shawn Michaels winning the Intercontinental title anyway, so it's completely understandable the way they went about it. So yeah, I quite liked it. I hate the fact that Bulldog's greatest ever match, he wasn't even fully fit for it. Like, he wasn't there at all because his addiction and problem was there. Like, that sucked. No wonder he got to witness the Shockmaster. It's not that you're not trying to, but inadvertently you still are. We shouldn't be trying to separate in general. Oh yeah, 100%. It's my favourite Nitro World Title matches. Both of them are on the same week, a year apart. Same week apart. Same week apart over a 1 year period.
Hooked up. Oh, shit breaker. Who's it gonna be, fellas? What else are we gonna see now?
If I'm being honest, for WCW 100% it was Hart versus Hogan. But for pro wrestling in general, I'd have to say Hogan versus Austin. Bret Hart should have went at the WCW and beat Hogan for the world title. Whereas Austin versus Hogan was... That would have been what people were saying about Triple H versus Taker at WrestleMania 28. That actually would have been your end of your era. That would have been the end of the 80s era versus the end of that Attitude Era, even though Attitude Era ended the year before. Yeah, I would have had it main event WrestleMania 18. I would have had Rock versus Scott Hall anyway, because that's the match that I actually wanted. I didn't actually want Rock versus Hogan. And I loved that match. Taker versus Sting. Taker versus Sting. Goldberg versus Austin. Goldberg probably would have broke Austin's neck and killed him. It'll always be Sting versus Taker. That'll always be a missed opportunity.
Counting it down. Who is it going to be? Saw that one coming. Took advantage.
Yep.
And here comes Big E. Who is the next entrant into this Royal Rumble?
Because one person's ego wouldn't let it happen.
Side headlock applied. A possible elimination in progress.
Shame, eh?
Who's going to enter next? Now here's
Oh,
Orton.
it was Vince and Triple H. They wanted to make sure the WCW era officially died by having him beat them when he wasn't even WWE's top guy. That's what's fucking hilarious about it. He was just in a position of power, but he wasn't WWE's top guy. It should have been Taker. Bray Wyatt did not need to face The Undertaker at WrestleMania 31. Bray Wyatt should have wrestled The Undertaker at WrestleMania 32, not Shane McBoring.
Shin breaker. Driven into the knee. Superhuman power. Oh, right to the kidneys. Golly. From behind. Back suplex. And he sends him into the corner. Boy, the time just flies, doesn't it? And it looks like the Fiend is geared up for this Royal Rumble.
Oh, she was just talking about the stream the other night, but I just said you were just an unfortunate victim of me just being annoyed at people's fake outrage. She was just asking if it was about yourself, and I said no. You were just an unfortunate victim. Because I just can't stand people's fake outrage in general.
And he was ready for Orton. Look out.
Lol, behave, Abil. You're not the guy.
Comes Booker T.
You're my butler. Now make me a drink. I'm only kidding.
Randy Orton hoisting up his opponent.
Looks like Bulldog's in trouble.
Slam. Nothing pretty about that. Get ready. If you've been keeping track, we should know who this is. The luckiest person in the match. Driven down to the sidewalk. Slam.
This is only the second match of the show, that's what's funny.
And he can change everything in this Royal Rumble. Ripped over in a snap suplex.
He's went away. You know what's funny? See if Triple H had never managed Steph, I still think he would have been relatively high up as a main eventer. And I still think he would have won several world championships.
With the knee.
But he would never have been a 14-time champion. I would have said maybe 5 or 6. Because I understood why he was predominantly the world champion during the Ruthless Aggression era. I understand that. But he would have been a 5 or 6-time champion for me. He would never have made close to double figures. And he would never have been in a position of power that he's in.
Attacking above the shoulders has become the strategy here. Cross body. There's a crucifix. Nicely done. Up and oh, knee right to the spine. Big boot.
I can't believe this is a simulated Final Four of the Royal Rumble.
Script out
I'm not even playing this. If this is won by Jinder Mahal, I'm going to laugh. I don't think he's better than Orton. But that's me, I don't think he's better than Orton. But I think, to be honest, I think both of them have won the world title too many times that they didn't actually... They weren't in the right position to be champion. Like, some of their title reigns were just because they were there for the expense. And there's some of them that were like, wow, this is awful. Same with Cena. I think there's 4 or 5 title reigns that Cena has that I think, God, these suck. Like, literally. I'm like, they just gave you it just because you're here. Like, this is rubbish. Plus, look at the amount of times the title changed hands in 2010, for example. That further escalates my point. Yeah, I reckon in terms of support it would be Bray Wyatt, Bulldog, Booker T, then Jinder. The Power Slam. Yes. I actually think his 3 reigns as IC champion are actually not as bad as people think. Is it 3 or 4? Hold on. 97, 98. 4-time champion. His 4 runs as IC champion are actually not bad. In 2000, 2001, when he was holding those titles, I was like, you know what, that makes it, it's actually good to see. For me, in terms of world champion, 2000 to 2005 makes sense. But he was a 10-time champion by 2005, and I'm like, this is overkill. I would have had maybe 4 reigns in that period. Maybe 2 of them are extended runs. Yeah, it was actually. I actually loved that match, not gonna lie, I actually did. We have a babyface and a heel in the final 2. There's some people that have had title reigns they didn't deserve. They were just given it because of their name, and I'm like, this is just bad. Ric Flair was one of them as well. You just gave him the title because you can. Even though he was a great wrestler, there's a few title reigns that Edge had, and I'm like, you're actually not helping this. His reign of terror was madness, but Bray Wyatt has won the Rumble. Some of his stuff during Evolution really was interesting, but God almighty, that guy should have at least lost once to Shelton Benjamin for a title.
We are now officially on the road to WrestleMania, and you're looking at the superstar. This one felt
I like the fact that he did at least develop Batista in a main eventer, but there's some things I think could have been better. We've been live for 1 hour 35. Wow. That was a 35-minute Royal Rumble.
And you can make an argument that the ladder match produced some of the most unforgettable moments in sports entertainment history. I sure can argue against it. Something about that literal climb just brings out the true.
Yeah, that was a Harley Race story, that's right. Same thing he did to Ric Flair when Ric Flair was going for the title.
And what need is there to go looking under the apron like this?
Yeah, I suppose we can do a chamber at some point.
Bringing out the ladder like this. Re-entering the ring now. Getting the ladder situated right now. A good spot, too, right in the center of the ring. And, of course, kendo sticks are always under the ring in the event of any rogue ninja attacks. Dodges the attack just a smidge quicker. Oh, my God, a clothesline. Here's my sterling advice for ladder match participants. Before you even think of climbing up that ladder, you better make absolutely sure that your opponents are down and out. The last thing you want is to be interrupted during your climb because you refuse to lay in some extra offense beforehand. Yeah, you should never pass up on the chance to further incapacitate the competition. Last neck breaker. He's absorbed some damage already. Yeah, Mankind is attacking like a madman. Stump puller pile driver. Just a flagrant display of aggression to do something like that. Looks like he's going to try to win this thing right here. Yeah, well, setting up the ladder is only half the battle, Michael. You know that. All the momentum's against Boogeyman now. Mankind throwing caution to the wind. He's looking to get up that ladder, guys. It's a long way. Making their way up the ladder right now. This is a nerve-wracking situation. Dangerous territory up there, guys. You think? Great counter. One reversal after another. These two are reading each other's minds. Each competitor showing they've done their homework. He's not giving up yet. He should. That's got to be scary up there. They're teetering precariously. Great move right there in what's a very perilous situation. He's going after him up there now, guys.
Is he actually going to beat... He's... You could have won the match!
I can't believe that paid off.
Oh wow, he's actually going to go steal it now. Oh my days, Mick Foley is going to lose.
Seems a bit early to be going for the win, if you ask me. Not if they can win it right here, though. He returns to the ring.
Oh. Oh, Foley, you are lucky. Oh, this is peak. Foley's going to steal it.
Looking to snatch him.
Oh, guys, get laughing emojis in the chat. This was hilarious.
Here is your winner, man.
1.5 star. Foley let Boogeyman do all the work and he's like, thank you very much, the briefcase is mine. Oh, that was funny. That was fucking funny. Oh, yes, I would like to give you my briefcase. Oh dear me, I'd like to consult my notes. In fact, let's make it random. Absolute slobber knock. Yeah. Let's see. But I like all the champions as they are. I'll need to determine which championship though. I know what we'll do. Hold on. There you go. Andre can defend the Worldwide Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Right, get your predictions in. Who's gonna win? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go crazy. I think Farouk might win this. I'm gonna go with Farouk. Farouk or I think Farouk will win it, and then if Farouk gets eliminated early, then Vader. You think Andre retains? Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. As long as it's not Dusty Rhodes. Zodiac's gone for Dusty. He is the highest rated talent in this match, I believe. But that doesn't always matter. This will be a very fun one to call. It's still a Q&A, so obviously guys, ask your questions. Andre is in next. Oh, the champion's in early. Here we go. James is saying Farouk as well. Okay. Scoop slam by Andre. To be fair, Andre does have that one advantage, but he'll just shrug people off. But if Lex Luger can hit a torture rack on Big Slow, he can hit one on Andre. I think Vader's going to be the wild card. Nah, I don't like Veer. Who's next? Oh, Dusty. Okay. Oh, yes. I mean, that was my Paul Bearer impersonation. Here we go. Who is going to enter last? Oh, here comes Farouk. Fucking Andre's actually done a running high knee. What the fuck? Who knew Andre could move that fast? Strong Irish whip from Farouk. Farouk is beating the shit out of Andre. Andre, the Giant. To be fair, I remember... Oh, it was a bad segment. Like, it was bad because of, like... It was just because it was cringe. But there's a... There's a segment from a 2006 episode of Raw, and it's the one where DX steals control of Raw. Ugh. And Vince is in the bathroom, and he's doing a piss. And Jonathan Coachman is walking in, but before that happens, you've got Vince talking himself up, and you go, and all you see is him looking at himself whilst he's urinating, and all you hear from him is the eighth wonder of the world, Andre the Giant, before he pisses on Jonathan Coachman, which is alright because Jonathan Coachman was a walking streak of piss anyway. But it's just absolutely funny, like, that Vince done that. It was a little bit cringe, but it's just absolutely funny. The eighth wonder of the world, Andre the Giant. I mean, he's clearly overcompensating. He had all the money, but he wasn't. You can tell that Vince wasn't big. Big ego, but that's about it. But still funny. But that man is still not right in the head. Oh, I know. That was absolutely funny.
Oh my God. Pendulum backbreaker. TikTok. Ooh, he caught him right in the face.
Farouk and Lex Luger as in this moment, this is a good altercation. Scott Hall is owning Andre.
Good Lord, scarily close to 3.
Scott Hall never walked over the ropes. What the fuck is this? That is nonsense. Oh, he's gone for the choke slam. Oh, Dusty counters.
Headbutt to the back of the neck. What a chancery.
You know what's mad? When Dusty was a booker, even though he was over the top with booking himself as a top babyface, I actually wonder how well Vader could have done if he was working for Dusty in the territory days. Despite his run in All Japan. I just wonder. That's actually on my mind now. But yeah, feel free to ask any more questions, guys, wherever you like. So, night 1 for WrestleMania, Charlotte versus Tiffany, Gunther versus Jey Uso. Night 2, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. Interesting.
And back in the ring we go.
I actually remember a segment involving Trish Stratus that was actually. Bear in mind, I was 6 years old when this segment happened, and even I thought this is going to be weirdly odd. But it was 2003. Jeff Hardy was about to get released because he refused to go rehab. But Jeff Hardy had a segment with Trish Stratus, and Tori Wilson was there. I think it was Tori Wilson. I need to go back and rewatch the segment. But basically, it was she's holding a paddle because they had a spank match or something, and then she goes to Jeff, "I'd love to practice on you," and then obviously they were kayfabe an item at the time, Trish and Jeff. And then all you see is Jeff turn round to Trish after she asks him what's going on. He's like, "Trish, she's got a paddle," and then obviously she just bitch slaps her. I was like, lol. Yeah, I mean, here's the funny thing. People respect him for the curtain call, but the thing is, he made that choice. He got what he deserved. There's nothing to respect. He endured himself, I'll give him credit for that, but there's nothing to respect. But what he became, Triple H is just Shane Douglas on roids. Wild, eh, James? The only thing is though is he actually stuck out, but I think there's times where he was over pushed in the worst way. But I like 98. It was good, and a better wrestler than who? No, he's not a better wrestler than Shane Douglas. No, he literally stole Shane Douglas's gimmick. Exactly. I did answer that one, to be fair. I don't respect him for it, because he done the same to China several years later. I have no respect for him for that. None at all. When I hate the fact that he lied to it, when everyone can see in the build-up, we see him going into Vince's office. Oh, right, sorry, yeah. That's fine. I think it's oh, he's gone for the Dominator. Farouk hits the Dominator on Lex Luger. Is Luger out? Luger kicks out. Dusty Rhodes and Andre both have finishers. Vader's got a signature. Ooh, this is going to be good. Oh, Scott Hall kicks out. Andre's elbow on Vader. Vader kicks out. Oh, bionic elbow. I think Farouk's about to be eliminated. Oh, Farouk survives. Yes. Come on, Farouk. Oh yeah, 100%. The thing is, there was times where he was such a great wrestler, and there was times where he was literally just using his position for the sake of it, and it was just wrong. Coop, can you zoom in on what? I'm sitting up against my wall, my back's sore. I'm actually sitting on a pillow right now because of my back. If I sit forward, I haven't got anything to put my back on. I'm not putting the bed in the chair position tonight, it's too late. Next time I will. Can't zoom any further. It's the best you're gonna get, there's nothing I can do. Actually, hold on. Hold on, never mind. 2 seconds. Well, Luger's out.
And the hits to the core keep coming. Suplex launched. And his core has been taken. Bear hug squeezing the breath out of them. But bear hug cinched in. Gotta find a way out and catch your breath. Look at this. No quit whatsoever. Raining out elbows and escaping the
There.
bear hug.
It's the best I can get, but it's something at least. Oh, fair play to you. Yeah, you're welcome. Vader's got us fired up. This is going to be quite interesting now. Oh, lovely bulldog. Come on, Farouk. I've seen that. That injury to Schlotterbeck has cost Dortmund. Plus the Barcelona right now under Hansi Flick are insane. It'll be them or Bayern that wins the Champions League. Two-handed chokeslam from Scott Hall. Dusty's still in this. Ooh, abdominal stretch. He's not surviving this time, Farouk. He's out. Oh no, he survived. Yes! Clothesline. It'll soon be over for Farouk, I think. Chokeslam. Yep, that's it. Oh. He's gone after Dusty. Uh-oh, never mind. Oh, Andre, you giant machine. Andre has actually saved Farouk. Oh. This might be my luck. Huge club blow. Farouk up to the top rope. Oh, never mind. That didn't last long. Razor's Edge on Vader. Oh, he's countered it.
Scoop slam into position. On the move. Shutting that down with the back elbow.
That's one of Andre's finishers countered. Come on, Farouk, pin him.
Farouk gets reversed. Snap there. Bottom an elbow. Cutting off the offense with a nasty chop block. The American Dream.
Oh, bionic elbow.
Change hands. The cover. And we've got
There goes Vader. He stole Razor's, well, Scott Hall's twist and punch.
I thought the champ had it. He refuses to stay down. Pure instinct. Kicks directly to the chest.
What is this? Oh, that's got to be it now.
That submission forces
Oh, there we go. Farouk's eliminated.
Since remain, who knows what'll happen? The wind up and the pitch. He may get the 3 count right here.
Dusty, is he out?
No, stop.
No, Dusty kicks out. Come on, Scott Hall.
In the waning moments of this match. Great wherewithal on the counter. The counter.
Oofed.
An elusive giant there.
That's going to be hard to turn around in the second leg.
Backs them off with a headbutt out of nowhere. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Andre's going for the elbow. No, the splash.
But champions need
Yep, Farouk got pinned by what's his face. Andre's going to retain.
two superstars
Oh fuck, Andre's going to retain.
in the elimination chamber. Out of the ring and on the chamber floor now. What are they doing here? Does he get him here? And a kick out at 2. You've got to believe that some doubt is creeping into the champ's
Honestly, it looks like Andre is actually going to retain his title. This is mad.
into the ring now. And Andre lining it up.
There it is, the elbow.
The champ will stay champ. The champion retains.
Andre the Giant has retained the worldwide wrestling championship. That is fucking mental. That is mental. You know what? In such a positive moment, yeah, fair play to you. You called it. That was good. It was a good prediction. That was a good prediction. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of things, I am going to get out here. We've been live for over 2 hours. It's been fun. I'm going to be back again tomorrow. I will see you all then. But in the meantime, stay safe. Look after yourselves. You're all welcome, one and all. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. You are awesome. I'll see you tomorrow.